All right, so you've gone out and got yourself a brand new spinning reel like this right here, or a combination, but you got to put a line on it, and really you don't know how. Well, in this video I'm going to show you how to do just that. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is spring, is that time of year where people are coming or getting out and they are fishing. Over the last few weeks, I've been spooling up a lot of new combos at work. This is what I do for them at work when I spool them up, show them and I teach them how to do it. And I want to do the same thing for each and every one of you watching this video right now. How do you put the line on your reel? Well, that's actually really simple to do once you know how to do it. Unlike a bait caster where you have the spool is inside right here, your spool is actually on the very top of your reel right here. So you can't just do like you would do on a bait caster. In order to get it started, you have to actually first create a loop in your line to put around your spool. Now let me show you the loop I use, or the knot that I use to create that loop. Now I'm not going to do it using the spool of line right here because it's really hard to see. I'm actually going to show you guys first what knot I use in order to create that loop on some old retired climbing rope that I have right here. Now let's pretend that this big old pile of rope right here, this is the spool, and this is your tag end that's coming off the spool. So what I do is I take the tag line, I create the bite like this, and then the line needs to go, the end of the line needs to go back facing the spool, if that makes any sense. So like this right here, how this line is coming off the spool right here, and there's the end line. Now I probably have a little bit too much on here, but that's perfectly fine. So what I do is I take my main line in my left hand like this, and I then put it in my fingers with my thumb going up the line pointing to the spool. Now I will take my tag line and I'm going to wrap it around that main line 3 times. 3. Now I will take the end of the line right here, pull my thumb out, but with your line you can actually do this with just by kind of squeezing it through, pushing that line in between where your fingernail kind of is, back up to where the tag line is going through that loop and following back up the spool, and then I cinch it down. So the reason you need this to look like this right here is once you have your loop, okay, you will take that loop, you'll go through the bottom eyelet all the way down, making sure your bell is open over the spool like so, and then pull the main line to tighten it around the spool like that right there. Now before you start doing anything else, after you've done that, you need to make sure that the drag of your spinning reel, which is this little thing right there, is tightened all the way down. The way you do that is, again, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. So turning it all the way to the right until it doesn't turn anymore is having your drag set to the max. If it's set to the left all the way, then it's going to be loosened up and it's not going to get a really good cinch in. So making sure it's turned all the way down, and now you're ready to begin. All right, so like I said before, I'm going to take my line. I'm going to create that loop first, going 1, 2, 3, and then main line going back up through the loops, facing the way of facing that going towards the spool, pulling it tight. Now you don't want a whole lot of tag in like this on your spool, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut a little bit of it off right there till I have about that much right there. Open my bell, go through the bottom eyelet, around the spool, and then I'm going to pull the main line to slide that knot down around the spool. And then it's actually quite simple after that. You just start reeling the line up onto your spool. For me, I like to make sure that if I am reeling up or spooling up a spinning reel like this right here, I keep my line, the spool of my line, flat like that right here, because then the line is going to be coming off the spool the same way it's going to be going onto your reel right here. So then I'm just going to keep my hand up a little bit like this right here, allowing a little bit of tension on that line as it's spooling up, and then I'm just going to begin to spin and spool my line. Small little caveat to this real quick. If you are using braid, you need to use some sort of line first on here and then connect that line to your braid, so that there is something for that braid to kind of catch as I'm then spooling the braid on as my main line. So yeah, then I'm just going to continue reeling it up. Now, I'm not going to spool the entire spool with line. I want to leave a little bit of room for it, so I'm not going to do it completely full. I'm probably going to do it about 75%, a little over 80 to 75% full, about to where I am like right here. And then just going to cut the line, and then you're set. However, that's not the only thing you need to do with your spinning reel before you take that first cast. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bit of an issue. Now, after you've spooled your line onto your reel, if you are using monofilament or fluorocarbon, you need to do this one thing. Otherwise, the first cast you make, the line is going to just explode on you, and that is not good. So what you'll need to do, pull your line up through all the eyelets of your rod. Then tie this to something that's not going to move. Loosen your drag enough to where when you start walking backwards, the line starts doing like it should and slowly coming off of that reel. Once you walk back, I'd say 10, 15 feet, however long you can, just make sure there's nothing going to get in your way, and then start reeling the line back onto the spool. That is only with mono and fluorocarbon because they have a memory to the spool. You don't have to do that if you're using braid as your main line, because braid doesn't have that memory like mono and fluorocarbon does. So that's how to spool your spinning reel, guys. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. And if you need to also know how to spool your bait caster, click the video. It's gonna be popping up right here in just a moment, and I'll show you guys how to do that one too. But for me, I'm about to go down to the water and do a little bit of fishing. I'll see you guys back out on the water.